I
Good
sure
morning.
do like that music.
Yeah, it's much better since we ain't gotta get tagged and all.
Yeah, I know. And actually, I think that music actually suits us better than the other one does.
Yeah. Uh, I just went ahead and shared it a few places and all.
Yeah, that's what I did. So, good morning. How you doing?
Good. Been a crazy week here at my place. Dealing with a little bit of sinus issues. Work was not good Monday.
No,
That's why I ain't been on social media and that much this week.
getting a lot of calls.
Monday was a bad call. We had a bad call Monday. Had a two-car MVA, two-car wreck. I don't want to get in details, but it was a really bad one. Younger people and a couple older, and six people didn't make it.
Oh wow.
It was just the situation of it was pretty bad. It was rough.
Yeah, that would be. That's damn 6 people. That's
It
one.
was it's the worst call I've had since I've been there 19 years.
Wow, that sucks.
So every day is a little better. First day after was pretty rough, but every day's getting better.
Yeah, yeah.
Just part of the job.
Unfortunately, it is. Yeah, and even though it's part of the job, there are certain things that no matter how much you train and how much you prepare for it, you just can't prepare for the emotional aspect of it. And you have Donald.
Was I freezing or you freezing?
You were freezing.
Okay, I don't know why. I got good internet.
Yeah, but what I was saying is that no matter how much you train and prepare for jobs like this, it's damn near impossible to be prepared emotionally for some of this stuff.
Yeah, your routine day, can turn, you know, crazy in an instant.
Yeah. Well, it has certainly been a very hi Chris. It's certainly been a very interesting week um, for WWE, to say the least, for sure. Um, some of it bad, some of it, I guess, really would depend on how you look at it. Um, it's the WrestleMania 40 press conference.
I'm logged in as my other YouTube account, so I don't know what's going on. Or my other Facebook account. I got two or three accounts, and I got one that's for my karate class, and that's what's coming up there now. So that's me.
Okay. So the press conference that they did, or the kickoff show, I guess I should say, that they did on Thursday. First, they had done something like this before, but never on the scale that they did. Usually, they would do like a traditional kind of press conference. They would, set up a stage, people come in, sit down, and then people from the newspapers and the media would sit in the audience, ask a bunch of questions. But this one here was more fan driven.
Yeah, I did notice it, and I saw tickets and all, on one place where tickets were being sold for different packages and all that, and I was like, huh.
Yeah. So, but I understand them doing it the way that they did this year because this is a milestone event.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't get to watch the whole thing. Thursday was very busy. at work. I was at work. We didn't get done till later in the evening. Uh,
It's it's funny that you say that because I wasn't sure if you were working or not, but Eileen had messaged us earlier on Thursday saying that she was going to. It's either a softball game or a baseball game that your daughter was going to, and it was going to be in Eileen's town. And on the show, I was saying, okay, Donald is messaging me about this kickoff show, and I'm thinking, shouldn't he be watching the baseball game instead of watching that press conference? And it never dawned on me that you might be working that day.
yeah, I had it all set up, which we've got to schedule, her games that are at home or away or whatever.
Mhm.
And I had set up, of course, my class is scheduled around my work schedule. So it was like, all right, Thursday, I got to be at work. So I'll have class Friday, which was last night.
Mhm.
And usually, if I'm working on Thursday, I'll try to schedule it for Saturday morning. But it was like Saturday, we got to go to Brandon, Mississippi for her softball game. Well, the rain storms are coming in today, and matter of fact, it's raining now. And so it's like, so they moved it to Thursday, and it's like, well, crap. Now I can't. Now I can't go because I'm at work. So anyway, that's how that worked out. It's just part of the job. Also, you miss things sometimes.
Yeah.
Try to make whatever you can. With holidays and stuff, you schedule Christmas and Thanksgiving, your big stuff around that. Because some days, I'm working Christmas or Thanksgiving. This past year, I worked Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day.
Oh my. Yeah, when I guess when it comes to the
I actually work
emergency
Christmas Eve, Christmas Day.
services, yeah, when it comes to
It's the
emergency
weather, I
services,
bet.
you get days off.
Yeah, so you just schedule around. The first few years are difficult. After that, it's kind of routine. You just kind of okay.
Yeah.
So
Now, is the weather going to affect your investigation tonight?
it got canceled
Oh,
because of the weather. So me and another guy was talking about going to the jail, which is just up the street from me. I can actually walk to it, from where it's at. But he's never been on an investigation before. It's a guy that I work with that I've known since I was a kid, and we're trying to do something a little different with another paranormal group. We're forming another group called Blood Brother Paranormal because
okay.
back in the day we were 12, I think. We became Blood Brothers, and anyway, we're talking about doing something with that, and it's going to be a different thing like than Southern Paranormal. Uh, and we're gonna go out. And you got Big Skeptic. You got, which I'm a big skeptic too, and I don't think he realizes that. With evidence and all that. Now we're getting off the Western subject, but I'm a big skeptic on evidence. With myself, not necessarily anybody else, but mine. The stuff that we pull. I look at, you know, if we get something out of the ordinary, we see something or we hear something and we try to recreate it right then, you
Mhm.
know, and see what the other possible clauses are uh, with things. Now, EVPs to me are the mecca of the evidence, but it's got to be a clear EVP, and I got to know that, it wasn't somebody else there speaking in our group, which, you know,
Right.
we're, you know, we know what we're doing, and we know that you can't whisper, and all the little details of the investigation stuff. But um, so I mean, it's got to be a clear EVP for me to say, hey, that's actually something, and not a something else coming through,
Right.
or somebody talking, or stomach growling, or the usual. But
It's funny how an AVP session will actually pick up a stomach growl.
yeah, I've been on public investigations that we've done, and people are like, hey, "Did y'all hear that? That's I heard a growl." I was like, yeah, that's probably somebody's stomach. Don't get all excited. But yeah, so we're doing that, and you got one on a big skeptic scale, and then me being a believer, and then you got another one that's gonna be iffy on the fence on both, and we're gonna put together like 20-30 minute videos of the stuff, and of the where we're going. So anyway, just something new. We hadn't got it launched yet.
And it sucks that it got canceled tonight, especially literally within walking distance of you.
Well, the other was going to be way down south Mississippi. It was going to be like 3 hour drive from here. We
Yeah.
were going to leave later, and then of course Eileen texted me last night and said it got canceled. I was like, okay. So I texted him and said, it got canceled, and we're going to try to go do something locally here at the jail. But it's poor. It's supposed to be storming, but tonight, so I don't know if we'll wind up going or not.
Well, I was looking at the My Radar app on my phone, and it shows that the northern half of Mississippi is getting hammered right now.
Yeah, it's raining right now. It's not bad, but tonight it's supposed to
Yeah.
get worse. So
Tupelo is about to get hit, according to this.
right,
Chris,
Tupelo's about 2 hours north.
okay. Chris said that it's trying to snow where he's at. Now, Adrian, she posted a picture just a few minutes ago of her backyard. There's a lot of snow, and one of the lines going to her house actually broke and fell down to the ground.
Oh goodness, so she ain't no power.
Well, I don't know if it's a power line or not. She didn't. Okay, no, never mind. It is a power line. So she probably is without power right now.
Maybe she's got a generator or something that'll get her through.
I'm not sure, but thinking where she's at, um, I, I don't know why I would think that her area of Colorado she wouldn't be getting any snow, but she is literally just a foot away from the mountains,
Yeah,
um, and
I've been through,
that's where the bad stuff comes from.
yeah, I've been through Colorado one time when I was a teenager. And man, that's some beautiful country up there.
Oh yeah, it sure is. It sure is.
Especially when you go up in the mountains and all that, and you're traveling for 30 minutes through mountain roads, and then all of a sudden you coming down off the peak and you seeing
That's
these little
like
villages and stuff. Huh?
that's what I don't like.
Oh, you don't?
I I'm okay with being in the mountains, but when it comes to driving and doing all of this weaving back and forth, and then when you get to certain areas where you don't have any road barriers, and you can almost look right out your window and see 2,000 feet down.
Yeah, you look out the window, you see death.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would take a pass on that one.
but coming down off those mountain roads and all that, and you come down and you start seeing this little town down there, these old mining towns, that are
Yeah.
more tourist attraction stuff now. And I was like, wow, that's really cool.
Well, I'm going to be going through all of that in June this year because I gotta go through Denver on my way out to Vegas. Um, so I'll be doing something with Adrian sometime. Not sure what, but she's looking to have some place for us to go to when I come to town.
All right,
So
back to the wrestling.
why are your comments coming up in twos?
I don't know.
That's weird.
It's being dumb. I'm stuttering.
So yeah, back to the wrestling, the WrestleMania kickoff show. I really liked how they did it. It almost was sort of like how comedians do it. They come out, do their skit, leave, somebody else comes in. So it's almost like a sort of like a variety show, and in a way it was.
Yeah, I enjoyed the what I did see. I like I said, I come in very late to it, and I saw basically they were announcing Seth Rollins when I saw it.
Okay.
He come out and started talking. It's like, okay, well, at least I get to see the good stuff.
Yeah, and th- this was getting to the point where, okay, I'm gonna have to leave here pretty soon because I got my show to do, and I thought it was all supposed to be done at 8 o'clock, because on on the schedule said 1 hour, and they ended up going an hour and a quarter. Um, but early on, they had Bianca Belair come out. She talked a little bit about the show that her and Montez are doing, and then also talked about how she was currently undefeated at WrestleMania, which she is. She's won the championship belt all 3 times she's been there, and she was planning on moving on to Elimination Chamber, win it, and then come back and challenge Rhea Ripley, um, because she wants to win the title 4 years in a row.
Right.
Which, given her track record, she's got a really good shot at it. Then Rhea Ripley came out. Um, oh man, the crowd was hot for her. For she is reminded me very much like Steve Austin. You're supposed to be the bad guy, but the people just love you to death.
Yeah.
Um, and that's how it is with Rhea. But the thing is with Rhea, she has earned the people's respect.
Yeah, she's come. I mean, when she come in there, it's like it's just going to be somebody big.
Yes. Oh yeah, it was very apparent. And you have frozen again. But there you are.
Yeah, must be the weather.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very clear early on that Rhea was going to be something big, and this was before she even moved up to the main roster.
Yeah, I'm one of those. I like Rhea, as far as the wrestler wise. I like what they're doing. Um, it's not like I don't like seeing her on screen, coming out and wrestling and all that stuff. But I don't know she's. I like her, but she's not one of my favorites. I guess.
I I've said this before. I'll say it again. Years ago, when she and Bianca Belair were doing their whole series of matches, the way that they were doing all of that and the way that the fans were responding, to me, that was the modern day equivalent of Stone Cold and The Rock.
Right.
A lot of people were saying, "Well, I don't see it." Oh, it is very clear to me that's how they're going. Um, so the fact that those two have not had a WrestleMania match really baffles me.
Well, maybe it'll come this year.
It's
And
everything
I
is leaning towards Rhea and Becky right now.
and I wonder if they'll try to push a undefeated thing with Bianca. Like they kind of throw it out there. Start. Hate to say it, but like Taker's big streak at WrestleMania,
Uh,
which I don't see ever being broke. You
no, 21 and oh, that's most people don't even make 20 WrestleManias, let alone be undefeated.
Right.
Um, I think Triple H is second to Taker, as far as WrestleMania appearances. And Randy, I know, is not far behind, because I just saw a thing yesterday saying that Randy has been at 18 WrestleManias.
Wow.
Um, and I can still remember a time when we were just going into WrestleMania 10.
Well, what happened with them two out? Did they come out together, or they come out, you know, and
We
talk?
No, Bianca came out and did her part, and she left, and then Rhea came out, and while she was talking, Becky came out, and there was a confrontation between them.
Okay.
Um, and then a couple people had to get in between them, so it's very obvious that they're going to be leading towards a WrestleMania match with those two. Um, and quite frankly, I think that would be a very good match. Um, and I saw an interview not too long ago with Bret Hart. He was talking about Rhea Ripley and saying that she reminds him so much of the wrestlers of old. Um, how with the old school, she's been bringing back the realism in her work, whereas there's a lot of people. Uh, Not necessarily what he said, but something that Braun Strowman had said some time ago, where they do all this flippy flip in their matches, and Rhea has brought in a state of realism in her match. Hey, Shelby, I did not know you were.
Well, hello, Shelby. I didn't know she was a wrestling fan.
Yeah, had no idea she was a wrestling fan. Good, we have a new
Welcome to the
viewer.
chat.
Yeah, um, and and I think Rhea is going to continue getting bigger than what she is now. Um, do I think Becky would win the WrestleMania match with Rhea? That'd be a toss up to me. Uh oh, he's frozen again.
Hardy Boys. Yeah. Yeah.
There you are. Yeah, you're just kind of popping in and out there. Um, and then after that, then they brought in Seth. Um, now, this is where I think they kind of slipped up because every indication was that there is massive heat between Rock and and Roman. But when they were out there on stage, it sort of to me it looked like that they were actually conspiring together to try to have a match and just kick Cody to the side, which I think was really the right way to go. Because if Rock had a problem with Roman saying that he was the head of the table, I'd be like, you know what? Screw you. Your ass is mine. I want you. Um, but
Well, I can see the change when they made the change and they made the announcement. Roman and The Rock, and then Cody's going to take Seth. And then you get the "We Want Cody" movement hit, and it's just everywhere, all over social media. It's like there's a lot of people that are very unhappy with, um, The Rock just popping in and taking over Cody's spot, especially after Royal Rumble when he called out Roman.
yeah, but
At
yeah,
the end.
last year they wanted The Rock, but he wasn't able to do it.
Right. That's before Cody's gotten. I mean, he was still big, but he's not this big. Um, and I think they're switching gears over the past week. All right, we got to figure out something. So the writers are in there back. All right, what can we do? When Rock come out, of course, Roman come out called that he's going to make the decision. He's going to face Rock, and then the Rock comes out, and basically he's coming out, and immediately you can tell there's a mixture of how fans feel about it.
I
So you
know
get
it was funny. It's like we want Cody. No, we don't. We
yeah,
want Cody.
yeah,
No, we don't. Oh,
and
that was crazy.
and then when he started talking about the bloodline, and he brought the lineage tree up, and I was like, some of the things he was saying, it's like they're fixing to push Rock into heel mode,
Yeah.
and and you can hear, yeah, that's right, Shelby. We want Cody. There's a Cody fan.
I don't want Cody, but
You don't want Cody. I do. I want Cody.
I like Cody. Um, I think he's very good, but I honestly don't feel like Cody is the right guy to end Roman's reign. Um, and I was telling somebody before that Cody, for lack of better terms, has been bringing back the cookie cutter good guy image, and for the longest time, that type of image didn't exist anymore. Um, it That was sort of what John Cena was doing, the cookie cutter good guy, and you saw the backlash that he got from the fans there.
Well, that whole cookie cutter, good guy thing, with Hogan, back today. Then it got to a point where, so many years of seeing him win and not, the whole thing is like, fans were getting bored of it. I did. I got bored of seeing Hogan win every time, and then Cena come in, and Cena was a little different than the Hogan era. He's still doing the, cookie cutter type thing, but he's still, you know, not
Well,
not as clean as Hogan would have been,
the thing
talking.
that John Cena had against him was that this was in the internet era where there was nothing like that around with Hogan.
Right.
And then, of course, from the time that we went from Hogan to Cena, everything went high Chantel. Everything went to where fans were smart.
Right. Right. Now you got somebody like Cody that can come in and you look, I don't say as role model, but all these younger kids uh in wrestling, watching wrestling now it's a lot cleaner than it was back in the Attitude Era. So you
Not on Thursday night.
yeah. Well,
Not on Thursday.
when Rock came out, uh, and did the whole bloodline thing, I was like, all right, they're kind of pushing him to heel. And I was like, okay, this is getting interesting. So how's this going to work? And then him and Roman kind of uh, shaking hands and hugging, and I was like, holy shit. And then
Yeah,
Cody comes out.
that was not what I was expecting, especially after seeing the face to face last week, the week before.
Right. The writers are using that whole, all right, let's use the bloodline, the actual blood um, connection with these two. And then, he starts talking about the grandfathers, the
Yeah.
tribal grandfathers, and then Cody comes out. Seth, or not Seth, Roman says something to Cody about took a pop at his dad. Oh, I know what it was. It was like because when Rock said, there's this is the biggest uh, um,
The biggest.
family lineage in the wrestling business.
And he's not wrong. They really are.
He's not wrong, but man, it hit a tone with all the when he said that everybody was booing.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, but here's the thing. This is very much
true,
like how everything went down with Daniel
true.
Bryan 10 years ago. Uh, the fans wanted Daniel Bryan, but the E wanted Batista. And the fans let them know that they were not happy about it. And we're already seeing that trend with Cody now.
Right. And I think I honestly I don't know what's going to happen. You know, there's so many different scenarios that can go down between now and WrestleMania with with The Rock and Seth and uh, Cody and Roman. You know,
Well,
I see possibly a tag match at Elimination Chamber.
no, because it's already said that Roman is not going to be a part of that. And also, we don't know about Seth and what condition his knee is going to be in at that time.
I see I see with the whole Seth Rollins thing. I think his opponent's going to be Drew McIntyre.
That's what it does seem like.
I see Drew and Seth at WrestleMania.
Yeah. I want to bring something up that Chris said when he said that Roman said that Dusty was irrelevant. Now, um, Cody said that their grandfathers would be ashamed of them. Now, and Rock said, when you talk about his family, you talk about my family, ancestors. But here's the thing: there was nothing that Cody said that was actually an insult to the family. He just said that they would be ashamed of what they are doing. So he never really said anything that was an insult. Roman was the one who said something bad about
But
Dusty,
yeah,
and everybody knows Dusty is one of those people that you do not touch, because Dusty is basically the equivalent of the Undertaker. Everybody loves him. Um, so I thought that was kind of kind of bad that the way they did that part. Now, if
well, Roman is good at what he does,
oh yeah,
and he is a true heel. And the more heat he can get on himself, the better. And by saying, Dusty was irrelevant, that's just another way for him to really get over,
it
as
is.
heel. How much farther can I go with being hated?
Yeah,
You
but
know,
here's the problem now with Rock and Roman. When before Rock came into the picture, Roman was the biggest. There's nobody bigger than him. When he walks into the ring, no matter who is in that ring with him, he's the guy. Not so much anymore with The Rock. When The Rock comes in, now all of a sudden Roman's the number two guy because no matter what Roman does, he will not be on the same level as The Rock, no matter what anybody says. When you put those two together, yeah, Roman is the champion. Roman is the longest modern day champion. But when you compare the two personalities, Rock's the guy.
yeah,
Um, so I that so having Rock join the bloodline may actually end up backfiring on Roman
yeah,
because
because you
he's
could see,
like the sidekick.
yeah, you could see that when they left the stage and went backstage where Triple H was talking. I think you may have missed that part, but they had
I did at first. I ended up having to go back and rewatch part of that.
yeah, Rock was saying something to Triple H about either you fix it or we'll fix it. Talk
Yeah.
about our family, blah blah blah. And then Roman said Roman said something to Triple H, and I couldn't hear what he said, but I heard Triple H say, "No, you're lucky." So I'm wanting to say he probably said something towards Triple H, like, you're lucky you're, retired.
Yeah, and already there's a lot of fans online that are asking for Rock versus Triple H, but they're
Triple H can't fight. Triple H can't
exactly
wrestle.
they're
He's done.
completely missing out on the fact that if he does get in the ring, he could probably kill him because he's got the pacemaker.
Yeah,
Um,
he's
but that said, from what I understand, Ric Flair also has a pacemaker, and he did that match.
yeah. But do you want to see, you know, a toned down version of Triple H wrestling? I don't.
No,
If you can't come out there and you know do what you're used to, I'd rather not. I'd rather not see that because it's like bringing these old guys out, like when they do when they've done the Royal Rumble in the past, where you had all these older guys coming in, and it's just for nostalgia more or less.
yeah,
You know, it's really not a great match, but you get to see all these older guys, jump back in there, and I'm sure it's good for them. To their careers are pretty much over, and just to get out there in the ring again and mix it up a little bit. You ain't looking for a great match. You're just looking for the nostalgia and
yeah.
the older fan pops.
They've actually addressed that and said that they're going to not do that anymore because they want to focus on all the new talent coming in from the NXT, and I get that, but I would be totally fine if they had one spot for an old timer to come in and just have that one last hurrah. Just
Yeah.
one spot. They don't need to have five. Just have bring one person in. That's your big surprise.
Well, even if they did it like they did back a few years ago with having a bunch of these older guys come in and do a little match together like a Rumble match, battle royal, I'm okay with that. It's not going to take very long. You get that little pop, from nostalgia. You get to see all those older guys come in, again.
Yeah.
Um, but not really, and it doesn't really tie into any kind of storyline. It's just an extra little thing.
Here's what I would like to see when it comes to the Rumble. Um, Now, this year they only had four matches, the two Rumbles and then the two title matches. What I would like to see, which would give them more exposure to more people, is instead of having any regular matches, just have the Royal Rumble event with three Rumbles, one for the men's, one for the women, and then one for the NXT.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah. Um, because that right there, that is 90 people you can throw in there. And they have well over more than 90 people between those brands. And they can also bring in people from the outside as well.
Right.
Um, they, they have a lot more men um, in the company, so they could easily do two men's rumbles if they wanted to. Like start the event off with the NXT men's rumble, and then go into the women's rumble, which would be half main roster, half NXT, and then have the men's rumble at the end, Raw and SmackDown, and then one or two surprises.
Yeah. But
Uh,
the whole Roman, Rock and Cody and all that. Like I said, I'm not sure where they're going writing wise. You know, there's all kind of different speculations of ideas. Having a triple threat, having Cody fight Rock one night and then fight Roman the next night. Uh,
I think it's going to end up being a tag match on night 2 with all the titles on the line. Oh, and something else. After the press conference, um, I was watching a live reaction with Conrad Thompson and Eric Bischoff. They were talking about the different scenarios that they would go through. I ended up stopping watching them because there was a whole bunch of people asking questions. I was asking questions. Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? But they were only taking questions from people that were paying, and I'm thinking, yeah, no. So I stopped. If they're not gonna take my question because I wasn't donating them any money to them, yeah, I'm not gonna keep on watching.
right.
Uh, but there was somebody on there that was arguing with me because I said all 3 titles on the line, and this guy was saying, "What do you mean 3 titles? There's only 2." Yeah, Roman is holding 2 titles. I said, no, they did away with that. That's 1 title. No, they're still continuing on the lineage. Once Roman loses, they're retiring the Universal title. But they're keeping that in there because that's the one that is the historic reign, not the WWE title. It's the Universal title. And this guy just kept arguing. I was like, you know what? I'm done. Um, but I can easily see them having all 4 of them main eventing night 2. And Seth's title will be on the line, and then Roman's titles will be on the line. Um, and something would happen between Rock and Roman, and Rock turns on Roman. Cody pins him. He wins the titles. Seth keeps his title, and then maybe go on to the next event where I think no, it's the one after that where he won it. So he would be just short of a year. So be with that tag match, that would help Seth with his knee,
Yeah.
and that would also help Roman out with his health issues.
I
Because it's been said that when Rock was brought in to be on the board, he got the ownership of his name, which is huge. And it's also said, which I'm now thinking might have just been a thing that they put out there to get people's reaction, that another part of the deal was that he would get the main event of WrestleMania, which I'm thinking now is probably not really the actual case.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know what they're. I got a bunch of different speculations of what's going to happen. It's kind of one of those things where I'm just going to kind of sit back and enjoy what they're coming up with.
Yeah. Um, I do how I do like how they're expanding these storylines and really giving them um, different levels. And something that Shelby was asking about damage control, they're doing the same thing with damage control. They're adding in layers and layers on that, and they've been doing the same thing with Judgment Day. And I'm just having a ball
Yeah,
seeing how they're doing that.
and we had talked about Bailey. The Bailey split was coming. We just didn't know when.
Right.
And of course, she's been getting a lot of fan backing on the babyface side of it. Been seeing that for a little while. It's like, you know, and when as far as the Rumble wise, you could hear it in the crowd, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
cheering for Bailey. Yeah, I saw that on a replay last night. Um,
I don't know what to think of that. I
it
could
could
go away with that one.
it could be the fact of her supposedly siding with Bailey now, and then flip script when it comes to WrestleMania. Her
Um,
turning on Bailey, but Bailey still beating the odds and winning the title.
yeah. Well, everybody has had their moment. Bailey has been champion before, but she's never had a chance to. Well, no, I can't even say that. I think there was one WrestleMania that she went into where she came in and left as champion. Which one was it? That was when they had that fatal four way. But damn, when was that? See if I can find it. They had a fatal four way where it was Bailey, Sasha, Charlotte. No, um, I'll tell you. You go on with that. I'm going to see if I can find it.
Yeah. Um, like I said, I see the Bailey. I think the crowd and the fans are behind Bailey winning, and I definitely think that's the direction they're going to go at WrestleMania, regardless of what happens. Uh, who's going to wind up, coming up as heel to beat Bailey in the future? You know, Probably somebody from Damage Control. That thing will probably run for a little while, even after WrestleMania. Uh, Shelby said something about Jade and Bianca. When they got in the ring together at Rumble, I was like, "This is going to be good." That to me is a WrestleMania match.
Yes,
They
it
should
is.
hit them two in there. Oh, I would love to see
And I
that.
found it, by the way. WrestleMania 33, Bailey, Charlotte, Sasha, and Nia Jax fatal four way for the Raw Women's Championship. Bailey came in as champion and she walked out as champion. So she did have a WrestleMania moment, and a pretty big one, too.
Switching gears a little bit. They really haven't done anything with it, but I want to see Jay and Jimmy fight.
Well, that's what they want. They want that at Mania.
But now you got uh, Gunther in the mix with that. When he did his 600th uh, day title defense or title or IC champion, 600 days, past 600 days. And then Uso come out and basically put his name in the hat for a match.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I saw something about Gunther and Jay, and people are talking about them at Mania. Well, wait a minute. What happened to Jimmy and Jay at WrestleMania?
Yeah, I would rather see Jimmy and Jay
Yeah, I would too. Now, I
than Gunther.
wonder if maybe when they were the first two in the Rumble, and maybe it wasn't quite what they were expecting.
Maybe Gunther will defend at Elimination Chamber.
He won't he can't leave the states.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, um, I think he has to stay in the states about a month after. So I don't know.
Maybe there'll be something. I don't know. Maybe they'll bring in the storyline somehow or another that uh, there's defending against. Gunther's defending, and uh, uh, maybe there'll be interference from Jimmy or Jay. I getting them mixed up right now in my head. Uh,
Well,
so
think about how it was when they first came out. You couldn't tell the difference between the two at all.
yeah, so maybe there's interference, and that leads up to the WrestleMania match. If they do it on a Raw or SmackDown, I guess it's Raw, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, if they do it on a Raw main event, that's your main event, and then the other brother comes in and interferes and sets up the uh, WrestleMania match. That's what I'd like to see. I want to see them two fight at WrestleMania.
Yeah, the,
But they're
the
going to have to get on the ball and do it pretty quick because you're running out of time to get that storyline really, really pushing.
yeah, because they're down to just over 50 days before
Yeah.
WrestleMania. Um, I know the original plan for Mania was to have Gunther taking on Brock, and that's a match that everybody wanted to see, even at last year's Rumble when they went face to face for a minute there inside the match.
Now he's tied up. Brock is somehow I ain't really been covering it, but he's tied into that McMahon mess.
Yeah, I read a bit about. I read a bit of that lawsuit that was filed against Vince, and holy cow! If even half of that is true, Vince is done. Uh, it Now over the years there have been so many stories, even going back to the late '80s with the a female wrestler Rita or something, and that was just brought up not too long ago. Um, but there have been years and years of stories, not just involving Vince, but other people in the company. And I remember something about Pat Patterson one time, that ended up getting settled, and then John Laurinaitis had been implicated. Yeah, Mike McGurk. She was the referee. Mike McGurk was a referee, ring announcer. She was the ring announcer. Um, the referee was Rita, Chitterton, something like that.
Come on, unfreeze. Oh, it's just me. Chris, can you hear me?
Hello,
Hey, Chris. I don't know what's going on.
hello. Can you
Is
see
it
me now?
is it Jeremy's that's going in and out?
Now I ended up going out.
Okay, because I was there. I was like, okay, is it me or is it Jeremy? Is what's going on here?
Yeah, I ended up brushing against my cord that's connected to the front of the
Oh, okay.
computer. That happened to me last night. Luckily, that only happened before the show.
Put some needles over there. That way your arm hits over there. You're like, oh, okay.
Uh, no, I've had enough of needles. And I'm going to be dealing with more needles on Monday. Yay! Um, but the whole thing with Vince now that's coming out, John Laurinaitis is actually mentioned in this thing, and Brock Lesnar was not named, but very heavily implied. Um, so not looking good for him. And the
Well, personality wise, personal wise, Brock has been, out pretty much out of it for, few years now. He pops in, you know,
Yeah.
when they need him, but he's a very private guy anyway. So I mean, between him and Sable, I'm sure they got enough money. They ain't got to worry about stuff, and he can do his cattle and just retire and be happy if he doesn't go to jail.
Can you imagine tiny little policeman putting a handcuff on Brock? Brock is the kind of guy who could be able to break out of handcuffs if he wanted to.
Yeah, can you imagine? If he, everybody goes to prison or whatever. Who's the big guy in the yard? Oh, never mind.
It'll be Brock.
Yeah,
Vince, on the other hand, they would have to put him.
he'd go in federal prison.
He would have to be isolated.
Hmm.
Um, but somehow I just have a really bad feeling that
And with somebody like Vince, it doesn't. Yeah, country club prison. If he went to prison, to me it would be. There's no. I guess paying for his crimes, yes, but there's really no benefit for him going to jail. I mean, he's old as hell. Just make him pay billions of dollars out to these victims and these alleged victims, and uh, have him donate a bunch of money to, uh, some of these different women organizations, to help with that.
but
And I'm sure.
would they accept it though?
I mean, that ought to be in some kind of plea bargain, with his attorneys and all that, if it ever came down to that, because there really is no benefit for him going to prison.
Well, there would be actually because this whole thing um, with the accuser is that it just happened 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when he was only in his early 70s.
I, you're 70 years old. You should probably don't even work anymore.
Well, yeah, but Vince is of a different breed.
This is true.
Yeah. 2 years ago, Vince was in a match at WrestleMania. It wasn't pretty, but for being as old as he was, he did pretty good.
Yeah, I remember that, and they kind of brushed that under the rug and kept that quiet and all that. That was you know, really bad.
I'm glad you brought that up, Chris. That
She wound up committing suicide and all.
yes.
Supposedly after all that, just
So that kind of makes me wonder now. With that being brought up and everything, could it be a possibility that they may hang her suicide on Vince and on Laurinaitis? Because they could be tied into that and saying that her death was their responsibility.
it'd be it'd be hard to prove that. They might try it, but it'd be very hard to prove
Yeah, I
that
think
that
I
one
think the
instance
most
caused it.
I think the most that they could do is do like a wrongful death thing.
Yeah,
Um, Beyond that, I don't think they'd be able to do anything, but they might be able to get them on a wrongful death suit. Um,
at least have it where the don't you have a kid?
I
I don't
want
know if she does, but I mean,
I want to say she does. Oh,
get a settlement, for the family and all that after all that, and it doesn't change anything, uh
she does have one kid.
doesn't fix, the situation, but
Oh, nothing will ever fix the. 'Cause
doesn't
she's
fix the
gone.
situation. Yeah. It doesn't fix the situation, but might make it a little easier for
Um,
the family and all.
I'm trying to see if it says how old her child is. Okay,
She's got to be close to teens.
she's got a daughter. Yeah, she's at least in a teen because it said that when her daughter became sick in mid 2008, Ashley asked for early release from WWE to care for her. So that's 2008. Right there, that's at least 15 years old. That's at least 15 years old. Um, yeah, let's see. Oh, shit. Ashley died in 2000, in 2019. In 2020, her younger brother was murdered
Oh
in
goodness.
New York City at the age of 39, and he's buried in the same cemetery as her. Wow, I did not hear
Lord.
about that. Wow, that family's been through hell. Gee, holy cow. Um, I'm not sure what to say about that. Wow. First, Ashley committed suicide, and then her brother was murdered a year and a half later. Huh.
So when is Elimination Chamber?
3 weeks.
And that's going to be the early morning show, isn't it? That's going to be the
5 a.m.
five a.m. show. Good God.
Yeah, no, it'll be 4 for you because it's 5 for me.
Let me see what day that is.
The 24th, 2 weeks from today,
24th of March,
February.
February. Okay.
Yeah, 2 weeks from today.
I'll be at work. Ooh. Uh, I've got a karate tournament on the 24th, so yeah, I'll probably have to watch the replay.
Yeah. Whether or not I get up that early in the morning, oh boy. Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
Chris will be asleep because it'll be 3 in the morning for him.
I'll be getting off that morning at 6. So I may watch a little bit before I get off that morning.
Yeah, but they'll already be in the main event by the time you get home.
Well, by the time I get home, my focus will be on getting ready to go to the tournament and all because I've got students and all that
Yeah.
will be going. So I'll stay off of social media pretty much all day, anyways. So I'll be out on the floor judging and stuff like that. So it'll be probably Sunday before I'll get to
And you froze again.
watch the pay per view.
There you are.
And I'll rehash this in case I missed it. It'll be that Sunday the 25th before I'm able to watch the replay. So I may just stay away from it until Sunday so I get to watch it all.
So now I'll know not to say anything to you at all on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, well, actually, would you be able to watch the replay and then do a show in the afternoon on Sunday?
Should be able to. Yeah.
Okay. Um,
I don't
yeah.
have anything scheduled for that day.
And so let's talk about some of the matches that are already official for this. We have Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax. Now, what I had read was that Rhea was going to be the main event.
At elimination?
favorite. Yes,
You
and
know,
it makes sense.
yeah, Rhea's going to win that. I don't know why they're still pushing Nia Jax. I really don't.
I see it as monster versus monster for the female side.
Yeah, because Flair is out right now. You know, you got other ones tied into
Raquel is out too.
Mishi.
Yeah, I ended up finding that out later when I was trying to wrap my head around why she wasn't in the Rumble, but she apparently also has an injury of some sort too.
That actually not a bad idea, Chris. Uh, if that would her, uh, help her out in a way, because you wouldn't just be her alone. Uh, I guess in the matches and all that stuff, she'd have a little background and
After bringing up the family tree at the press conference, it would make sense now to start integrating everybody in the family tree in some way. Um, Jacob Fatu, whose name you could clearly see at the very bottom of that thing. You could very clearly see his name on that family tree. He is a free agent right now.
they could, you know, the whole Roman step going out, uh, you know, fixing to retire and all that stuff, and then bringing in some of these other bloodline, uh, some of this other lineage, I'll say.
All right,
Uh,
see you, Shelby. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Shelby. Uh, but yeah, I could see if Roman's leaving and then they start pulling in some of this other lineage into the bloodline storyline. You know, they could keep it going for a long time.
Oh, absolutely,
You know,
absolutely, you can.
it'd be kind of like the DX when Shawn lost the title and Triple H kind of took over the reins of DX.
Yeah, although that was more along the lines of they had to do that. There was no other choice.
Yeah,
Um, I guess in a way it would kind of be the same way with Roman because if he has to retire because of his health, it'd be the same situation. So, um, but yeah, I know Booker T's been had mentioned he wants to get Jacob Fatu in, and then there's another one. Um, okay, why? Here we go. So there's Jacob Fatu. Um,
so is he related to Rikishi?
Jacob is well. He's related to all of them, but he is Thomas.
Well, I mean,
He's
like
he's a cousin to
son.
them.
He's a cousin.
Yeah, he's their cousin. Do you remember Tama from the Islanders? It was Haku and Tama.
Uh huh.
Tama is Jacob Batu's father,
Okay.
and Tama is Rakishi's brother.
Okay. So it's a nephew of Rikishi. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, you just have to really, really look at this family tree. Um, it's just wow.
Yeah, with the Rock coming in and throwing out the family tree and all that, it really pushed a whole nother level of this bloodline
Yeah,
uh, thing.
and technically, biologically, The Rock is not related to all these people.
Right.
His grandfather and Roman's grandfather became blood brothers. So, you know, in regards to family, at least in the Samoan Islands, that would be just the same thing, basically. So, ironic talking about that earlier, Donald. Which which one, Chris?
Talk about the tree, the family tree.
Possibly.
Oh
But
yeah, Blood Brothers. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
now I'm surprised Joe hasn't hopped on because I told him about it last night and he said he was up early anyway. So I'm surprised Joe hasn't popped on. Um. Anyway, yeah. So the way it sounds like is that Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax are going to be the main event of Elimination Chamber, which, in my opinion, Rhea's earned it. She's earned that main event spot. Um, and it makes perfect sense because they're in Australia, so why not?
Yeah. Now you
I
know Rhea's gonna keep the title. I mean, Nia Jax not gonna win.
know. Although, if Nia were to win it, um, again, it would make sense having Nia and Becky going at it at WrestleMania because they they have a blood history.
True.
So so it could go either way, but with the event itself being in Australia, I don't see Rhea losing it. Um, and then there's a tag title match. Now this one here is a surprise. Finn Balor and Damian Priest are going to be defending against Pete Dunne, who was known as Butch, with on Sheamus's team,
Right.
and Tyler Bate, who had just moved up to the main roster a month ago. So this is kind of a surprise seeing those two already in the tag title scene.
You know, going back to talking about Judgment Day. When is Priest going to wind up trade cashing in? I mean, he's got to do it soon.
He has until July.
Now, what if he cashed in at WrestleMania and the winner of the Seth and uh,
And whoever he faces.
yeah, Seth winning it at WrestleMania, whoever he faces, and then Priest coming in and taking it from Seth.
He could very well do that. Okay. He has until July 1st to do that. So he still has plenty of time. Um, yeah, WrestleMania would be the place to do it. It's been done before, but nobody will ever top what Seth had done. And it would actually be full circle if Damien cashes in on Seth at Mania because he did. So, but it's going to
Here's
depend on who his opponent is.
here's a kind of a crazy twist. What if Rhea loses it? Damien cashes in, beats whoever beat Rhea, and then gives her the title back. It's never been done before. He said he could cash in on any world title.
Actually, it's not any world title. He can cash in on the U.S. Oh, no, wait, no. Did they change that? um, because last year Austin Theory cashed in cashed in for the U.S. title and lost. Uh, let's see here. Okay, World Championship match. So I guess he won't be cashing in on any of the secondary titles. But I don't think they would do that in terms of Damien cashes in on a woman winning the title and then handing it back to Rhea because because of the whole Hulk and Andre situation. Instead,
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah, because I don't think that will happen. Um,
Hey, you're making me yawn now. Ugh.
okay.
What other matches we got coming up? Elimination Chamber 2024 match list.
Joe just messaged me, what, no wrestling show this morning? He's like, yeah, we've been on for an hour and a half. We're still on.
Yep.
So, but it's really surprising seeing Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate now already in the running for the tag title. Um, although it's about time that Pete has finally gotten away to do his own thing now, and especially under his actual name. Um,
No, if uh if Judgment Day wins, then the WrestleMania match perhaps could be R-Truth and The Miz.
hard truth, I tell you. Um, so now our truth is saying that he is officially in the Judgment Day because he went through the initiating beat.
Yeah,
Oh man, he if they don't put the world title on him, we're gonna riot. I'm telling you that right now
you talking about R-Truth?
on our truth.
Oh, good lord.
Uh, did you hear? Did you see the clip of him on SmackDown last night?
Huh.
There was a clip. It was Dominic and then Kevin Owens. They're facing each other next week on SmackDown, where the winner is going to move on to the Elimination Chamber. And after Dominic left, our truth comes up behind Kevin and does this whole Tom and Nick Mysterio thing. And all of a sudden, the people in the crowd starts chanting, "We want truth! We want truth!" Um,
Even he just doesn't have. Uh, he's not that big yet. You know, if you give him a match for like the U.S. title or something like that.
which he has held a couple of times.
You know, if it does come down to Judgment Day and him and uh Miz uh, winning the titles at WrestleMania.
Let's see here. I'm going
Speaking
back.
of NWA, I saw a clip uh, a few weeks ago of the Rock and Roll Express winning the tag titles for like the ninth time. I mean, they're old.
Just recently?
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago.
Holy cow. Wow. Okay. Okay. Ron Killens. Title number NWA
CW app.
2. That was me. He had it for 14 days. And then the first time he had the NWA title, he had it for 105 days. So,
Can I watch CW without having a subscription to whatever? Let me see. Because I wouldn't mind watching some NWA stuff.
uh, some of the older stuff might actually be available on the network. I'm not sure.
I'm installing CW now.
They're not the NWA Tag Champions right now. Okay, list of champions. Come down here. No, all right. Rock and Roll Express. Okay, championships. Oh boy, they won a whole bunch of tag team championships, but none of. Oh wait, here it is. Here it is. UPW Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championship. They are the current champions, but no
Okay,
more.
it wasn't NWA.
No, it's UPW. Um, Robert Gibson, 65. Ricky Morton, 67. That has got to be the oldest tag team champions ever.
Possibly. I think Thursday night was a joke.
Oh, I don't think Joe is real happy about the press conference. Now, I'll say it again. I still don't think Cody is the right guy to beat Roman for the championship. Um, to me, it would make a lot more sense for The Rock to do it because that means he would be taking literally everything from Roman.
Well, who's to say? All right, say they play it out. Yeah. Um. What if they did The Rock and Roman, the first night, and then Cody and Rock second night, or vice versa? Maybe that's the whole. Maybe that's the stipulation they'll do.
He
Cody
froze.
versus Rock the first night. Whoever wins that lost again. All right, go back. Cody versus Rock the first night, and whoever wins that match faces Roman for the title the second night. You would get you wouldn't get the Rock and Roman, but then Rock could interfere in the Roman match and cost him the title.
I can see that. I can see Roman costing the championship. That there's all could be a swerve, and that this is actually a plan by Rock and Cody
to take Roman completely out.
Yeah. Um, we're just going to have to wait and see how this thing plays out,
Yeah,
really.
just like I said, there's so many different scenarios that they can do right now, and it may be the fact that they don't even know yet. They're still in the back. You know,
For,
doing
for
that.
all for all we know, they may actually plan on Roman continuing on and breaking Hogan's um, record.
God, I hope not. I'm ready for Roman to be gone.
He's not far off now. He's less than 200 days away. So he's not that far off now. So they might do that. The only thing that I don't want to see happen is Roman turn face during his reign.
No, he needs to finish up how he is.
Yes,
I don't
because
think that's in the cards.
the way that it is,
True, Joe, and it's working pretty good. You
yeah,
know, I do. I don't miss the days of already knowing the outcome.
right.
When once a match starts, like, all right, this is what's going to happen, and it happens. I was like, see, I told you. So it's like watching a movie and already knowing the ending, completely knowing the ending.
But that doesn't stop us from watching the movie, though.
True.
Um, the thing with Roman right now, he is the longest heel champion from start to finish. The longest reign ever of a world champion, for at least for WWE, from the time that he won the title to the time that he lost the title and stayed heel the entire time, was superstar Billy Graham. That was 40 years ago, 45 years ago. Um, you can make the argument of Randy Savage being a great heel champion, but he was a face when he won the title, and he
You talking
turned
about Roman or
Randy. He was a face when he won the title in '88, but right after it turned '89, he turned heel on Hogan, and then Hogan won the title. And there have been, um, and the same with CM Punk. He had a historic reign, 434 days, but he was face when he won the title and lost it as a heel. Now Roman is coming up on 700 days, something like that, with the WWE title, not the Universal, but the WWE title. He won it as a heel. He needs to lose it as a heel, so that now we can say this is the longest champion as a heel. Um, but that's my argument on that one. He needs to stay heel.
well, SmackDown? He wasn't even at SmackDown last night. Roman. Uh,
No, but both of them are going to be there next week.
yeah, I did see the little thing with Heyman and Triple H,
Yes.
and
Okay. WWE Championship, Roman has held on to it for 678 days. But the Universal Championship is 1,259 days. So they are keeping the titles separate until Roman loses it, and then the Universal title is going away, which honestly is the right move.
yeah, I agree with Joe there. They need to split those tag titles up.
I can't believe they haven't done that yet. I'm still waiting on Finn and Damien to fight. And they teased that so much last year. And now it's like they're all on the same page.
Yeah,
I thought for sure with the addition of JD, that was going to be the end of it.
And then maybe, something that's coming, maybe they put it on hold for a little bit and it's like, all right, this is the story that we're going to eventually get to.
Well, what needs to happen is that they fight and lose the titles, and then Damien goes on to cash in the case.
Right.
But when they lose the title, I thought they were going to vacate the titles. That's the proper way of splitting them up. Vacate the titles so that now you can have two tournaments on both brands.
Well, let's say they win the tag match at WrestleMania. They keep the titles. And then Damien cashes in, wins the world title, and then they make them vacate because now he's got the world title, and then they can split it like that.
They could do that. Joe, he still has 4.5 months left, so he still got some time. He has until June 30th. So there's still plenty of time for that, but damn,
Oh,
look
getting down to the wire.
yeah. So he's going into his last. He's going into his last.
Three
His
or four pay-per-views. SummerSlam in July.
No, Elimination Chamber will be.
What?
Money in the Bank will be in July.
So he's got till June.
Actually, no. Because they did have SummerSlam in July once. Okay, so SummerSlam. Oh, they don't even have SummerSlam 24 scheduled yet. That's a surprise.
What if he cashed it in at Money at the Bank?
I'm sure they would do that. Let's see, Money in the Bank. Let's see, this year is scheduled. It's scheduled July 6th, so technically that's after the 365 days.
If he cashes it in before the Money in the Bank match, that would be different. Or he cashes it in for the Money in the Bank match if they let it.
I was just thinking about that.
Cash it in for the Money in the Bank. He gets in there and wins it again, and has a whole nother freaking year.
That would be unique. That would be unique. Okay, Money in the Bank this year is going to be in Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Or another scenario, they take on the Miz and R-Truth for the tag titles. They lose the tag titles. He cashes it in for the tag titles.
No, technically that is the world title, so could be. Do you have to cash it in the ring? Yeah, I would say yes, because the only other option would be like cashing in on the 24/7, but that's done and over with. You there, Donald?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah. I would say it had to be cashed in the ring, because the only thing that was, well, unless it was in a false count anywhere match.
Yeah.
I don't. There's so many ways that they can do it, but yeah, he's still got 4 months to figure it out.
Well, the writers got 4 months to figure it out.
Yeah, somebody's got to figure it out. Okay, let's see. Now, okay, go back, go back. Um,
I fixed after run.
Here we go.
I got a couple things I got to get done here today.
Yeah, because I need to do some writing before I do my next show in 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm with that, Chris. If you want what the fans want, let the fans throw in some writing, some ideas.
Actually, there is a corporate site that you can go to. It's like corporate.wwe something. Uh, let's see here.
Throw out the ideas.
Uh, oh, stop. Now I'm trying. I'm trying to get to the bottom of the website here, but more and more. There we go. Okay, careers. Here we go.
Exactly.
Careers. Okay, view our latest job listings. All right, 22 jobs. They are looking for writer producer. Posted 8 days ago. Okay, that's interesting.
I wonder what the qualifications for that is.
Uh, let's see. Qualifications: 5 years plus of writing for TV, film, or social media. Producing and directing experience a plus. TV staff experience in drama and comedy a plus. Experience in live TV production a plus. Plugged in social media trends. Previous experience working with on-screen talent, creative writers and producers, understanding of WWE's audience, demographic and psychographic.
Hey, we got that.
Yeah. Um, that's actually the first time I've ever heard psychographic. I've always heard demographic, but never psychographic. So that's a new one. And then BA, Bachelor's Associates in Film, TV, Drama, Media Studies, Communications, or a similar field of study or validated experience in lieu of a degree. Uh, yeah. So this was posted 8 days ago. Um, Now, I haven't heard anything of Bruce Pritchard being let go, although there's a lot of speculation that he may have had some knowledge of what was going on with Vince, but nothing has not been said. Um, so I don't know. They are also looking for coordinator, U.S. business developer, global partnership, administrative assistant, senior global mobility manager, graphic designer, direct director internal audit for TKO, manager for IT TKO, senior manager, um, staff auditor, vice president IT business partner for TKO. Oh boy. Road production assistant. Oh, here we go. Writer's assistant for NXT.
And it broke up again.
Yeah, so they got a few job postings. Writer's assistant for NXT, or what was the other one called? Just writer producer. Yeah. Yeah, so being a writer for WWE, that
Oh, they got internships.
yeah, um, I wouldn't mind doing that, but I don't know if I would want to completely write out the promos because I liked it back in the old days when the guys had to think on their feet and actually do it themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it
think
gets yeah, writer assistant. Yeah, I agree. Uh it's more realistic coming across the screen
yeah.
than, right reading the script.
Yeah, they really need to at least back off a little bit on that. Maybe do like key points, keywords, but not literally from start to finish. Because there are some good guys out there that are quick thinkers and fast talkers. So so anyway, yeah, that's kind of where we're standing at now. We for the elimination chamber matches, so far only two people have been decided on both the men's and the women's. You got Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair in the women's chamber match, and then you have Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton in the other. Now, I do have to say I'm kind of disappointed that Sami Zayn's not going to be in it because he lost to Randy Orton in the qualifying match. I was really hoping that they would have the big six, if you will, like Drew, Randy, LA Knight, Sammy. You know, those four. It would be almost impossible to tell who out of those four would win the chamber match. Um, for the women's, I'm
Oh, here,
pretty much think
I
it's
come,
going to be Becky.
I just come across a thing on contacts. General information. Please do not send email any materials including scripts, screenplays, storylines, ideas, music, business proposals, marketing concepts, etc. Having to do with character development, storylines, or in-ring activities. Do not consider or examine these materials. Yeah.
Uh, means I got to go through that whole scroll thing again.
Oh,
Because the more and more I keep scrolling down, the more and more it adds.
yeah.
It's
Yeah. Ads are just a nuisance. If I want to buy something, I'll buy it.
yeah,
I hate the whole social media where you start talking about something and now your phone's in earshot. Now you get all those ads because right now my social media is eat up with wrestling pages. I'm scrolling in. It's like, and it's the same stories over and over. Same posts over and over. What happened on this night or what happened that night? And it's like, yeah,
yeah. Um, I've been trying to keep up on X for our page, and right now we're sitting at 118 followers.
I need to get back on there. And like I said, social media this past week or so has not been. I ain't been on it much.
Right, but most of our followers are all Asian. Uh, when I go to our followers list, they got all of the it's either Chinese or Japanese writings on all their profiles. So
Yeah, I think that's kind of some kind of algorithm thing.
yeah,
Because I get that on Facebook on our Southern
uh, okay. Our latest following is not even that. It's some porno site.
Paranormal page. I'll go through there.
Yeah,
All right, I'm
because
back.
here at the very top it says Aya, 19 years old. My free content.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even need to click on that to know that that's a porn one.
Yeah, we have similar problems with the Southern Paranormal members. Um, I'm going through there right now, eliminating the fake membership accounts, getting rid of them.
Yeah.
So it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, I
You
can
know,
go and remove a whole bunch of them, but the thing is, I kind of want our followers to grow. So if we get, I would guess if we get X number of followers,
work.
it might it might help us get more followers. So I don't know.
Yeah, I
Uh,
guess the more followers you got, the more maybe you'll get up there.
yeah, but I try to post when I can. Um, let's see, the last one that I did was 2 days ago. Oh yeah. Um,
Oh
and I did. Where is it at?
man,
Yeah, here we go. The petition for putting Vladimir into the Hall of Fame. We got 24 signatures.
yay!
It ain't looking so good.
Nah,
But then again, we haven't really been pushing it either.
I mean, how do you push something like that
That's a good question.
other than posting? And if nobody's interested in it, yeah, you know,
Yeah, that is true, Chris. If you had a porno page, it will grow. Well, okay, something will. Okay, yeah, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I somehow I said it will grow. My mind completely bypassed the word something. So okay, um, yeah, we covered damage control earlier. Um, I'm still not completely convinced of Dakota. I'm really not. Um, everything is so kind of skittishy in the whole thing. So we'll probably find out, like what Donald said. We'll find out where her loyalties lie at WrestleMania. But Dakota was right on one thing. Um, everything was fine until Kyrie came into the picture. And then when Kyrie came in, Oscar came in, and that's where EO kind of started shifting over to them instead of the original damage control. So she's right on that. But what we don't know is which way Dakota is really going. Is she going with them or is she staying with Bailey?
I think like I said, I think it's going to be Ford against Bailey, and Bailey's still going to wind up winning the title.
Yeah, it very may well end up being that way. So, okay, I got a message from Kate, uh, who's going to be doing the show that I'm a guest on in a couple of hours. And that will be my last show until after my surgery. Let's see. This guy has a longer history. Yes, she does.
Yep. I'm fixing to have to go. I got a few things I got to get done here before I decide whether I'm going to do an investigation or not. If I do, I got to get some stuff together.
Okay, well, that's why we scheduled it for when we did, so that he can have a couple of hours to get stuff ready before you get on the road.
Yeah, I got to make a decision on what I'm going to do. Kind of seeing what the weather does, because if it's just pouring down gushing rain, I mean, it's going to be hard to do EVPs and all.
Is it still now?
It's not not raining yet. Um, it's sprinkling a little bit, but I got to look at the weather and see what's happening this afternoon.
Okay. All right. So, um, didn't fall asleep. Okay. That's why Joe wasn't on. He didn't go to sleep until after 4 a.m. I had a night like that not so long ago. I didn't go to sleep until about 6 in the morning. So, all right.
I got us down for the 25th on my calendar.
I should be good by then. We'll do our normal time. That should give you enough time to watch the show in the morning.
Yeah.
So, all right, so that'll be the plan. We'll do Elimination Chamber review
Yeah. Right
the
after the chamber.
25th.
Since it's going to be at Chris, since it's going to be so early in the morning, probably
Yeah.
most of us going to be watching replays.
Well, I'm going to try to get up that early in the morning and watch it. I think I've done that before when they did a show like that. So, all right. So for everybody in the audience, thank you for playing along. We did have Shelby on way early before she had to leave. So I guess we will see everybody in 2 weeks
After the chamber.
after the chamber. All right. Well, everybody have a good rest of your afternoon. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you guys next time.
Take it easy.